Hey guys, welcome to Economics and English, okay? You're gonna be doing an economics project today with a video, and there's not gonna be any writing for the actual project that you need to present to me, but you do need to take notes, okay? And then obviously you do need to write things down for your video, because, well, if not, you're not gonna do well in your video, okay? But for me, what you're gonna be turning into me is your video. And also, you do need to take a picture of the notes that you take. Okay, where do you take these notes? Be careful, do not take them in economics. You're not taking them in the economics class, you're taking them in English. Remember that you just started a section in your English notebook about speaking, okay? Speech, where you wrote down your outline for your first speech reading. Okay, you're gonna take a pause in those speech reading outlines, and you're going to write public policy and current events, okay? Because we're gonna be tying economics with public speaking today. Economics is not just about, like analyzing profit or analyzing what countries do with their money, okay? It's about analyzing how countries use that money that they have to solve public problems, okay? Like for instance, here on the island, the Muni and the governor have funds, have money, have presupuestos and budgets in order to fix public problems like traffic problems or public health problems or education problems. And so economics and economists, the ones that studied economics, also look into how governments can use their money better to solve the public problems and what solutions they can come up with. And it's not always about just throwing money at the problem, throwing more money, we need more money, we need more money. No, they need to look at the money that they have and see if they're using it the correct way and then come up with solutions for the problems, okay? And so, one part of public speaking is that you guys don't know if maybe one day you're gonna be in a position to speak about a public problem, whether it is dealing with the economy or whether it is dealing with moral issues in the community or whether it's dealing with problems in the population of the community, the people in the community. And so you need to be confident and be able to speak clearly to define a problem that you know is there and give a solution that people may want to listen to and implement a plan of action for, okay? So stop the video, make a section for yourself, public policy and current events, so you can take notes in this video, and that will help you understand what you need to do for your economics video today. Your notes are also on this piece of paper, by the way, okay? So what I'm talking about right up here are these 5 things right here on the piece of paper in economics today to show you how to do your project, okay? So here we go, let's talk about it. You're analyzing a public policy issue using a decision-making model. Okay, this is what this is, decision-making model, where you define a problem and then make a decision on how to best solve that problem, okay? Because that problem and solving the problem, the solution of the problem always involves more and more people, and so you have to get the other people on board, okay? When a current event, just read it with me, because I'm gonna be reading this whole thing, so make sure you have this piece of paper in front of you. When a current event is presented, analyze whether or not a decision is wise using the following steps. Number 1, you define the problem. Number 2, you determine the possible solutions to the problem. Number 3, you analyze each of the solutions. How do you analyze them? Look what it says. You look at the costs of the solution, the benefits of the solution, and any potential possible negatives caused by implementing the solution. Next, you consider any better alternatives. And the last one, you present your topic. What do you mean you present it? You present it to whoever is going to listen, for those people that are going to help you come up with the solution and fix the problem that is in the community, okay? You're gonna see at the very end how they tell you how to present the problem, the topic, because this is what you're going to be doing today in your video, okay? So look, here is an example of what we're going to be talking about, and then I'm gonna give you choices. I'm gonna change the text up here and give you choices as to what problem you're gonna be talking about in your video today. In the example of this one, they were talking about a beach traffic problem, okay? Let's read it. What are they talking about? A beach traffic problem. Number one, define the problem. A local beach is plagued by traffic jams. Okay, there's a lot of traffic. Too much traffic jams means that you can't get through anywhere. 2-hour wait times are not uncommon. Okay, you're trying to get in and out of the beach, it takes 2 hours. Local residents and vacationers are discouraged from going to the beach, which in turn affects business in the beach community. Furthermore, the county and state do not get as much revenue, that's income for the county and the state, from taxes as they potentially could if people had more time to spend on the beach and if they were not deterred from going to the beach. Okay, so that's the problem, guys. 2-hour wait times in, 2-hour wait times out. Nobody wants to go to the beach now. All the stores around the beach are losing money. Restaurants are losing money. And now even the government is losing money because when you pay to get into the beach, which, do they do that here? They don't do that here, but in the States they do that. You pay to park into the beach. Oh, here they pay it too, but it's for private people. There in the beach in the States, it's for the government. So now they're not getting money either from taxes for people going into the beach. So, number 2, determine the possible solutions. Okay, look what it says in number 2. The best way to determine solutions to the problem is to get advice from experts in the field. That makes sense. The country hired traffic engineers to do a study to find the best way to keep traffic moving and prevent backups. Okay, so they've hired engineers. Guys, you're gonna have to decide for your presentation, who are you gonna look to for the possible solutions, okay? The engineers came up with several solutions, including replacing the major intersection where there is a traffic light with a roundabout. Okay, so they're saying like replace that, it's not working where there's a stoplight and then you have to go around and around. It's messing traffic up. Some other solutions include, they said to replace the traffic light with the roundabout. That means that instead of doing the stoplight, you do a round thing, which you don't have to worry about that here because they don't do that here. Some other solutions include automated toll booths. That means you go through and it automatically charges you on your credit card or something for going into the beach. But it goes faster that way instead of having to go up the little thing, pay the person, stop to pay the person, then keep going because that's slowing things down. It's automated. A parking garage. Okay, so then they would just build like an edificio where you can put your cars on different levels so that they're not all over the beach taking up the room. They've talked about that here for the airport once before. And also overpasses for pedestrians to get from one side of the road to the other side. So they're saying like, okay, instead of people just crossing the street, they could build things like little bridges, little puentes, but only for people that you walk up and cross the street that way so you're never stopping traffic. Okay, very interesting solutions. Okay, so what are the 3 solutions that they're talking about? 1, take away the traffic light because it stops too much and make a roundabout. Roundabouts make people go slow because you're like going straight and then you have to go around this circle. And then you keep going. You go slow, but you never stop. Okay, so it wouldn't stop the traffic. Also, a toll booth, so going through automatically and not stopping to give people the money to go in. A parking garage, so instead of cars being all over the place, they just come in and out of one area. And then the overpasses, the little bridges just for pedestrians, just for people, okay? Analyze, number 3, analyze each of the solutions. The county spends a great deal of money hiring engineers to do a study. So they already spent a lot of money hiring the engineers, which determined that installing a roundabout, pedestrian underpasses, and increased parking places would be the best option. Okay, so from those solutions, they actually came up with 3 different solutions. Yes, they like the roundabouts, but now they're not going to do pedestrian overpasses, they're going to do underpasses, which is interesting. That could mean that you're going to be walking under a bridge that's for cars, or you're actually like going like underground, which is kind of cool, and going underneath the road so that you're still not blocking the road. And then increase parking places. So instead of doing the parking garage, you're just going to put more spots for cars so that it's not all in just in one spot and it's messing up traffic. However, this project would cost $20 million and would impede traffic until it is completed. Okay, so they found 2 negatives because that's what you're supposed to do in the analyze, right? The costs, the benefits, and the negatives. It would help the traffic, but it would cost $20 million, and a negative is it's actually going to make the traffic even worse than 2 hours during the whole time that they're constructing these new solutions. The county has to decide whether spending $20 million to fix the problem is wise and where the money for this project will come from. Okay, so they have to find the money and they have to decide if it's a good way to spend the money. Consider any better alternatives. According to the traffic study, that's number 4, consider any better alternatives. According to the traffic study, other than just leaving the problem as it is, there are no better alternatives. So they have to decide, either spend the $20 million and fix the problem, or there's no other solution. Now, one thing you could put in number 4, you guys, is that just do one of them. Just do the roundabouts and see if the problem gets a little bit better. Or just do the underpasses and see if the problem gets a little bit better. Or just do the additional parking spaces and see if it gets a little bit better. You could present the project like doing it in etapas, doing it in niveles, getting the money for one part of it, doing it, and see how much it improves, and seeing what the necessity is to do the second part. You can always do that for an alternative instead of doing all of it de un solo, that you do it at different parts, right? And number 5, present the topic. Okay, listen carefully to present the topic, because this is what you guys are going to be doing. You need to come up with all the solutions. You need to come up with 1 through 4, and then when you present it, you do this. You summarize the first 4 points according to the teacher's specifications, and then give a brief opinion on how the problem should be dealt with. When forming an opinion, be sure to analyze the problem and possible solutions in light of biblical principles. So you're going to be summarizing all this. I'm about to do it for you with this one, okay? You summarize all of this and then you talk about it. Okay, but my suggestion is that you do this, and also bring in the Christian aspect of it. However, it doesn't seem like a good use of our money. We could be using it for the benefit of education or the benefit for something else. You could say different stuff based on your Christian perspective, because you as a decision maker in a community needs to be making those decisions based on God, not always based on numbers, okay? So yes, the numbers may look like this is a perfect solution, but it's actually not a good use of our money according to God. Then you need to say something like that, okay? Or it's hurting people. What if you're taking away jobs from people? If you're taking away jobs from people, then yes, it might look good for money, but it's not the right thing to do to people that need those jobs to live and put food on their table, right? So you have to think about what are the ethical consequences to the decisions that you make. Yeah, you might be getting money, but you might be taking away something else from somebody else, and is that really worth it? And no, it's not, no matter what the money says. Okay, so you have to think about those other things. Is there going to be times where you have to make decisions that it takes away jobs from people? Yeah, but then what should your solution be? That you help them find other jobs, right? Okay, so, and it also might have benefits that it gives jobs to other people. Okay, so for example, I'm going to give you an example of how you would present this public policy current event to communities, leaders, trying to find a solution to the traffic problem.